Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. All right. Welcome back to Wednesday evening, our live. And this week I was up in Eugene helping my sister cross over, and she passed on Saturday. So that was quite an experience. I did want to talk a little bit about that tonight. And we're going to talk about a couple other things too. We were going to talk about tonight about the 8 ways to know you're an advanced healer. And I wanted to touch on the subject of trust as well. That was a subject that came up quite strongly in one of the clearings I did today. And it's quite interesting. And so, Jessica, not sure why you hate me, but welcome. Quite the intro. All right. Well, welcome everyone else here who is here from all over the world, all over the country. And we have Maryland, welcome. We have Arizona, California, New York City. We have Texas. We have New York, New York, New York, all over the place. Colorado Springs and Louisiana, welcome. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about was this process of crossing over. If you've never experienced it, it's quite interesting and fascinating. I felt like I was pretty prepared for it. I had already had experienced my mother's passing, but everybody it does it a little differently. Everybody's going to cross over in their own way, in their own path. And one of the things that I noticed really showed up, and it's probably this way for everyone, is how you do anything is how you do everything, including dying. And my sister was quite the fighter. And it was pretty much that until pretty much close to the end. And so it can be kind of rough if you've never experienced someone fighting, and a little bit rough. But the good news is that she is now out of pain, out of suffering. It's been a long, long journey for her. So very happy to see her on the other side. And speaking of that, it's been kind of interesting that as she comes to mind now, I've noticed that she seems younger and younger every time I imagine her in my mind. And so to me, that's an indication that she's dropped all of the baggage and stuff that she came on board with. Did I not push record there? Hang on. Okay, I didn't. Well, there you go. There's always there's too many things going on here. So yeah, so that was one of the things that I wanted to mention is when we die. God, that was a certain specific thought I just had that was important about this dying. Well, there you go. Went poof. Okay. Well, anyway, it's good to see. Oh, I know what it was. So she is getting younger and younger as I imagine her. And this is an indication that she has dropped all of the baggage that she was carrying. And so she took on the role in our family as the scapegoat. So she carried all of the burdens and thus carried them out with her as well. So she was had quite a job and quite a burden to carry by choice. And but it's nice to see that it's finally over. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight was the 8 ways to know that you're an advanced healer. So there's a lot of people that are healers out there claiming different degrees of being able to do this, that, or the other. And one of the things that I've noticed is that many of these people are in their false ego. So they're playing a role. They're putting on a mask and being a certain something healer. But there's ways to know if you're an advanced healer or not. And if you're an advanced healer, you've taken on a responsibility that when you start helping other people, or when knowledge, it carries responsibility. So the more knowledge that you have, the more responsible you become, or the more responsibilities you carry. One of the first ways to know that if you're an advanced healer is that it's really hard to find people that are more advanced than you that can help you. So I personally have my mentor is Masadi or Masajati. I've worked with him for, I don't know, I want to say 15 years, but at least 10. I've lost track. And so it's just really hard for me to find other people that can help me with certain things. So he doesn't call himself a healer, but he's definitely can help those who are advanced move to their next level. And so that's why he's my mentor. The second thing is that you become very discerning about who to share knowledge and information with. You're not interested in winning arguments or trying to be right. You can just let people have their opinions, and it doesn't feel like you need to prove anything anymore. And also, when you share information, some people can hear it, and others are not prepared. But if you're an advanced healer, you can tell who those are, which basically comes through experience. So that's the second one. The third one, um, is that you've stopped trying to save everyone. You honor people's paths. You recognize that everybody has their own path, and some people are learning slower than others. Pandemic, when you were trying to, preach to everyone, trying to save everyone, and uh, but over time, at least I realized that it's not my job to try and convert people or to change their mind or to get them on my path. We're on the path we are because we believe it's the best path, right? But not everyone is on the same path, or they're learning at a slower rate. And so even with this bifurcation of timelines, people who are on the ascension timeline and those who are not, they're on this technocratic, the technology and AI and uh, robots and all of that technocratic stuff, that they're learning at a different rate. And so that doesn't make them wrong. And there really is no right or wrong. It's all just information, and pick a path. And what I say, if you're going to pick a path, why not do the path that's going to be the most beneficial, the most fun, the most enjoyable, the most connected, the most adventurous and exciting. So that's the path I've chosen. Let's see, 4. We are magical manifestors of everything that's better. That's one of my favorite sayings, or mantras, if you want to call it, is to keep asking the question, how does it get any better than this? And then you let the universe show you how things get better. It could get a little better, it could get a lot better. However, if you're an advanced healer, you have mastered this energy or mechanism of how to manifest magically. So that would be another indicator that you're an advanced healer. And then I said 5 ways, right? 5. Okay. You are fearless of both the light and the dark. So advanced healers are not afraid of demons, or not afraid of this ancient interference energy. We're not afraid of dead people. We're not afraid of any of those things that seem dark, because we know that we have tools that we can be stronger, Because we have a body, that automatically makes us stronger than the dead people. And we also have tools, and we're learning more and more all on the ways to navigate through this AI energy and all the ways that they try to interfere and infiltrate into our field. We've got the tools on how to navigate that and clear those energies, so it doesn't have to be scary. So that's my rant on how the 8 ways to or the 5 ways. I think I said I wrote down 8, but I think in the thing I said 5. So we did 5 ways. 5 ways to know you're an advanced healer. One other thing I wanted to talk about before I entertain your questions tonight is the topic of trust. So this came up in a clearing today, but the thing that struck me as um, quite interesting is this person had very, very deep trust issues, like didn't trust anybody. And, as soon as they would start to get close to someone, of course, they would push them away and would always find a reason for not trusting. And so, one of the first things that we navigated is really how do you trust yourself? That's the place where trust starts, is learning how to trust ourselves. And we will check, Kritanan. Uh, so, learning how to trust ourselves is really where learning how to trust others comes from. We don't trust others because we don't trust ourselves. That's where it starts. However, there can be a lot of interference so that we don't make connections. The dark side has done their best to create division. You see it everywhere. Everywhere there's a left and a right, the red and the blue, the rich and the poor, everything, all the dichotomies. And a lot of these are designed to divide and separate people. So this trust, I'm losing my thought again. Hang on. We're talking about trusting and trust issues and see, because I don't write everything down. It sort of just flows. So this energy of trusting others. The thing that I was particularly interested or surprised by was the level that this outside influence was trying to create this lack of trust. So when we don't have this trust, then we don't connect with people. We don't uh, find ways because we don't trust them. They think they're going to hurt us. They're going to betray us. They're going to backstab us. Or whatever it is. And so at one point, we found, I think it was 500 black boxes. And so if you're kind of new here, these black boxes are what the dark side uses to control. And so that I summon, the deeper and deeper and deeper we get to go. And so we find more and more ways that they're being prevented from stepping into their light and their gifts. And it's just a process of going in deeper and deeper. So to find 500 black boxes, very deep dive and quite fascinating, the levels that these mechanisms go to control. And so we're finding more and more of these black boxes, and maybe it's because we're going deeper and deeper into these layers where we have been in hiding. And so trust is definitely something. If you don't have trust, it's something that will keep you in hiding. So if you're a healer, and especially an advanced healer, you want to be able to resolve these trust issues, clear all the ways and reasons that you don't trust people, and then you can feel much freer to come out with your gifts, because there's people waiting for you to get your stuff together so you can help these other people. That's maybe part of the reason why you're here on this planet. Not everybody has that goal or that responsibility, but a lot of you do. And so this trust is really important. All right, let's entertain some questions tonight. Let's see who we have here. Hang on. All kinds of questions. And you might have a question about whether or not a loved one has crossed over, and I can tell you what needs to be cleared in order for you to bring that person up to um, a higher elevation so that they can ascend. All right, let's see. What do we got? Questions. Hmm. Um, Carmen, I am so confused about my healing interests and skills. Mm, well, one of the ways to get this convinced is to keep stepping into any one of these things that feels like it calls you. And then you get to check off each one as you step into what that gift is or not. And so yeah, it doesn't have to be figured out today. So that's the good news. It's a journey. It's definitely a journey. All right, let's see what else we got here. Why is that like that? Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Um, yes, letting others be where they are, definitely, that's important. Solving problems is a strong way to understand deeper. Yes, definitely. Um, Kritanan, well, did you hear all the ways that I mentioned that you're an advanced healer? Do those resonate? I think you are, but I think that's a rhetorical question, right? Self-trust, yes. Welcome, Jody. I look great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, especially after a grueling week. Wow. I'm glad that I fared so well from it. Okay, there are a few times while doing clearings where I'd find a ridiculous amount of curses, black boxes, and or cords, like thousands and sometimes in the millions. Yeah, I would not disc discount that. Like I've heard of others finding tons. Yeah, so um yeah, and maybe the number is not as important. I think that the numbers are helpful in that it kind of lets me know the degrees of things, and so I think that's helpful. But we're not the numbers are not to like measure yourself against others, like comparing anyone. It's just it's like measuring your temperature, or stepping on the scale. How much do I weigh? um, it's just helpful to know. And one of those times felt like I was competing with another conscious will, maybe demonic. Yeah, I had to break it and to try to find out where it was anchored into. It's a fun exploration, isn't it? Always just looking and see what can we find. Shannon, can we ask anything? Well, yes, I'm not saying I know everything, but I'll tell you what I can. And so some people are here and they just ask for a scan. And I'll let you know the things that I feel are the important, most basic things people need to do or have energetically in order to get past wherever they're at. So, Shannon, would you like a scan, or are you asking a particular question? Mhm. Hang on just a second. Okay. Um, Here's on Instagram. And hello, you too high, says that my mom committed suicide 8 years ago, did she pass on the other side? So basically asking if they ascended. And so on the scale of ascension that's been given to me, it goes from a -30 to a +30. And so your mom is currently at a -15. She is still, let's see if she's ready to ascend. I'm getting a no. Um, let's see what she wants a hello to. This happened recently. There was someone who had also commit suicide. And before I went up to Oregon, I went on a plant medicine ceremony and actually was in communication with this um, young man. He was in his early 20s, I believe, and was in a car accident. I thought he committed suicide, but he was in a car accident. Um, so he wasn't ready. But then when I started noticing why he had crossed over, like what caused him to manifest this accident, there, in my opinion, there's no accidents, right? And so it was his exit strategy, is what I'd call it. Your mom is still working on heart issues. 20. She blamed herself for a lot of things, and um, she still has a lot of furious energy. And mm, 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 mm. Hmm. So by saying hello to this energy for her, um, sometimes people just need a hello and an acknowledgement about where they are so that they can elevate. And yeah, she also felt powerless and unlovable. Um, it also feels like maybe there's a broken heart involved in this equation. Mhm. Yeah. So I don't know. Let me know if any of that resonates, but I'm getting she will be ready in months, it's saying, in about 5 months. So that'll give her a chance to kind of work out some things, and then maybe you could ask again and we could figure out, oops, there we go, if she's ready. I think I blocked the screen for a minute there. Okay, Selma has two questions. Are my dad and sister that sister is at a -15. Mhm. And I would like a scan to, it seems like I am looping and not healing well from some cold flu. What am I not doing right? Well, the notorious no grounding cord, Selma. We did work on that a lot last week. So that seems to be your Achilles heel, is not being able to keep a grounding cord down. And so when when you're excuse me, when you're not grounded, there's no place for the energy to go, as you well know. So it just keeps looping. Yes, keeps going round and round, looking for an exit and not finding it. You have those 20 AI chords back in your root, and hmm, hmm, yes. So your sister, who is at a -15 on heart issues, and just a second, there. Is that right? Okay, there. So she's also working on heart issues. Mm, yes, also feeling unlovable. and blaming herself as well. She's got some fury at her heart. And so, fury at the heart means that you're making yourself wrong, blaming yourself, kind of beating yourself up. Um, is she ready? Actually, she says she is ready. So, if you can't do this on your own, Selma, maybe um, when you're able to have a session, that would be something we could include. Okay, great. Here's Sandra. My brother died of cancer 2 years ago, and I would like to know if he has ascended. Um, no, he is at a minus 30. So that's heavy dark energies, and he is working on. So he had a lot of beliefs that made him angry, furious, seven, and also he was afraid to step into his power. And the word betrayal is coming up, feeling unlovable. Mm. Hmm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So um, let's see if he is ready to ascend. No, he still needs time. And of course, the reality is there is no time and space. However, um, he is not ready. So I'm getting as far as a linear timeline. Months. It's saying 3 years. So maybe he's got a lot to work on. And that can always change, but that's where he is now. All right. Your Sedona 2026 retreat coming up end of April. Do you have any more details? Yes, I do. In fact, I've been playing phone tag with my web guy who's been building it. I'm getting on a call with him after this call. We're going to finalize the final question that he had, and then the link will be ready. I anticipate it will fill fast. There's only room for 12 people. And there is an Egyptian elixir that will be served for 2 days. This is yeah. If you want to know more, you can, so here's another thing. Not everyone will qualify. I guess that's probably the best way to say. So if you're unsure, there will be a link on the page, the retreat page, to set up like a 30-minute call with me. And then I can evaluate if you are ready, if we can get you ready, and if you have any questions. So, and then I can explain more about this elixir, which is sort of offline subject. All right, let's see. And when you say details, I guess that's what you meant. Sveta, great. So it is April, what is it, 23, 29, I believe are the dates in Sedona. So the link is almost ready. I know all these people are chomping at the bit, but it will be here shortly. Could I talk more about trust issues? It is always our own reflection in others that shows up in our lives, or are they have their part in it too? Well, yes. Yeah, it can work both ways. You can both be a mirror for each other. Although I think that I'm seeing this in some clients who are in new relationships where they haven't quite gotten the knack of this idea that when we're triggered by somebody else, it's really not about the other person. It's about us. It's about us. Like they've come into our life to show us places that still want healing, that still want a little light, a little, yeah, some healing. And um, so when we get triggered, most people look outward. Like, if you would stop doing that thing that really bugs me, then I would feel better. If you would stop doing this, if you would say this, if you would whatever, then I will feel better. So you must be the cause. And so uh that is backwards. And so the faster that people can realize that when we're triggered, it's about us, and stop blaming other people, the better off everyone will be. And so, yes, that other person, we could be triggering them as well, by agreement, by arrangement. And when two people can come together and they know that that is part of the purpose of being in a relationship, like, some people don't want to have that conscious of a relationship. They just want to kind of float along and just hope everything goes okay. And, and then when it doesn't, then they don't know why, other than to blame the other person. And so, um, and so this, as far as these triggers go, and trust, it's showing us where we don't trust ourselves, or for a myriad of reasons why we don't trust other people. It can be past lives, it can be infiltration, it could be lots of things. And so, it could be different for everyone, but definitely those mirrors are really important. Uh, let's see. I know this face. I can't think of your name right now. 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer. What do you see is beneath this? Well, this is a brave question to ask. I keep wanting to call you Todd, but I know that's not it. Anyway, if you'll let me know your name. Um, first of all, there are cords um, in your root chakra. 50 of these Dawn, yes, thank you. 50 of these AI cords in your root chakra. Now, I know you're quite capable, and as I talk about this, you might just be able to do this work. Hey, welcome, Jetta. So there's 50 cords in your root chakra by this AI, ancient interference energy, that's got a lot of fury. And so they have been hell bent on emasculating men, disempowering them, and for lots of reasons and in lots of ways. Um, there are 50 black boxes. So that's another thing that needs to be cleared, because they've basically taken over your sovereignty with these black boxes. So in order to get your sovereignty back, your power back, that's definitely a thing that needs to be cleared. As far as the prostate itself, it is currently operating at 0%. In the root chakra, second layer, more of those black boxes. 100. And so, for those of you who are on the call right now, this is just giving you a small glimpse of how this ancient interference, the dark energies on the planet, are controlling people. And it's quite crazy. And would be a great idea, Dawn, to do a 30-minute session. We could clear boatloads of stuff in 30 minutes. So if you're up for it, let me know. Email support@kimberlysherry.com, and we'll send you the 30-minute link. So those are just a few of the big things right off the bat. You're doing this work as I'm talking, because the prostate is already up to 50%. So yeah, let's do this, because there's lots of other little things. And the most fascinating thing about this work is that um, you have to ask very specific questions. Like you could clear, 100 black boxes in the root and then ask about something else very specific that seems related or seems very similar but is a little different. And then you'll get a whole new thing of energies that need to be cleared. So it's quite fascinating. All right, Gwen. And thanks. Good to see you again, Don. It's been a while. It has been a while. Um, what is the most prominent thing for me to work on right now? Sandy C. It's in your root chakra, Sandy. Um, well, black boxes, 50 of them. Yep. So that's the biggest thing right now. You've got your energy. So even though you have all these black boxes, well, that's another thing. Get grounded. These black boxes are probably interfering with your ability to really get grounded. So that is would be another important thing is to get grounded. As I'm talking, you're already doing it. Mhm. Big open heart, flowing, all good. So that would be the next biggest thing that would really help out a lot as far as a little drop in the bucket. All right. Thanks for asking, Sandy. All right, Gwen, my coworker, Trey Hardy, died on Monday. He was 33 years old. Boy, he's young. I just would like to know if New York, if NY, and whatever you can read on him. Thank you so much, Kimberly. So appreciate you. So the first thing I'm finding are these black boxes in his root chakra. Yeah, see, they're crazy. 500 black boxes. So these black boxes could cause all kinds of things. Being that it's in the root chakra, this can affect your physiology because the root chakra feeds into that first layer of your aura, which affects your body, your physiology. There's also in his sixth chakra. Let's see, he's also at a minus 30, so some very dark energies. And you're not saying how he died, but maybe it's not important. 765. Yeah, so yeah, so a lot of fury. So he died very angry, and but most likely not even his anger. When you have, what did I say? Was it 500 black boxes or some crazy thing like that? Yeah, it can create anything. So unfortunate. Sorry to hear about that. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Catalyst experience. I did an ayahuasca ceremony a few months ago. Curious if there's anything I need to integrate more deeply that I'm not seeing fully. Open to a scan. So the percent that you've incorporated this, I think this is Sydney, correct? It's only 15%. So I'm glad you're asking because the most important part of the ceremony is how you integrate it. It's not the ceremony itself. So the part that you're still integrating is in your sixth chakra. So some thoughts and beliefs, 6-2. It's a very angry energy. So let's see, maybe you're angry at someone in particular, but yeah, so these angry thoughts, that's the piece that you're integrating. And another part is there is a lot of control. You have a lot of control energy, like 100%. And so it can be pretty infuriating when it feels like you can't control your world, your environment, the people around you, how you're feeling. There's a lot of things we can't control. Part of learning how to surrender, go with the flow. And so that those two things. Let's see what else. In your root chakra, there's also some fury and black boxes, 20. Mhm. Yeah. I love this. Because you work as I'm speaking. And so so now you integrated this ceremony 100%. Well done, Sydney. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got. Um, Trey Hardy. Yes, thank you. Um, hmm. Yeah, so it's hard to know what he died of. Doesn't sound like suicide. Hmm. Maybe a heart attack. And if he took the jab, that would be contributory to a sudden death like that. Thanks, sweetie. Uh, hmm. All right, Jetta. I've been feeling some darkness the last 24 hours, a lot of apathy and fear of not being chosen. That feels ancestral. Could these be curses? Thanks, Gwen. Um, it's in your root, black boxes, 20. Yeah. So there was a time when, we found one black box that was like, wow, and now crazy the amount of these control mechanisms. They're grasping for straws. Yes, you're so welcome. All right, let's see what else we have over here on Instagram. You're welcome, Jetta. We've got about 10 more minutes. Very accurate. Okay. This was the one on Instagram whose mother had committed suicide. So they're saying my read was very accurate. All right. Any more questions over here? There's not. Okay. Mhm. What else you guys got? We got about 10 more minutes. Um, hmm. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yes, as a matter of fact. So tomorrow is our monthly luminary activation. We do this once a month. And so last month was all about activating the heart, going inward, the start of the new year. There's some coming in. Hang on, just. Is that Groundhog Day? Okay, great. I didn't want to forget that thought. So tomorrow we're doing our luminary activation on what spirit is directing is like next level. So we did the heart activation, then we spent 12 days working on relationships, all the different layers and things that there's so many layers to why relationships are troubled. And so this next month is evolving into reaching out to our communities. How do we lift our communities? And so this is going to be a first time. I love doing first time things because that's how you learn. And it's always fun stepping into unknown adventures. So this lifting our communities, the reason this felt important is because we've spent such a long time since COVID getting divided. And then people seem as though they're having a hard time reconnecting with other people. There's like for community, for connection. And so This is why Spirit is guiding this next luminary activation to do this process where we're going to energetically lift our communities. And then you can watch from there and see how your community starts to change. And so this could be, I was thinking more of like the city or town that you live in. But it could be maybe a smaller community. It could be a community of or a group of people. Maybe it's your church or some kind of a larger group like that. But either way, whatever represents community for you, we're going to be lifting our communities so that they feel lighter. It feels safer to connect with people. It feels like people are friendlier, and so part of that happens because we change in here. Like last month when we were working on the heart and opening our hearts and clearing all the energies that kind of keep things out because we're trying to protect ourselves. Well, the walls, they keep people out, but they don't let anything in either. So we're letting down the walls. We're allowing this energy to reach out and extend out to our community so that we can start feeling safer to connect. It's one of the I did get a little sidetracked by my sister having to go up to Oregon, but that's not an excuse. So I have been wanting to reach out to community here where I live and do little live presentation library in, I think it's in Encinitas, and they have a really beautiful library there that's got a good sized room. And so I thought that would be a good place to start reaching out to community so you can kind of rub elbows and really meet with people and start feeling supported by each other. Yeah, all this separation is just, it's not working, right? So we need to find ways to connect. And so this will be a great way for you to feel like, I want to reach out to my community and start making things happen. So that's what we're going to do on tomorrow morning. So if you would like to join us, you can go to this QR code at the top of the YouTube screen, or you could go to my website, KimberlySherry.com, scroll down to Luminary Activation. The entrance fee is only $49. And for an hour activation, it's, in my opinion, quite the deal. So anyway, we will be walking through the whole process of running your energy. So one, you know how to do it if you don't know how to do it. If you haven't downloaded my free meditation that walks you through it. But I walk you through it, but we're spending a lot more time. I only spend maybe 15 minutes talking about the subject at hand, and then we just dive deep into running the process so that you walk away grounded, you walk away back in your body, all your energy is flowing, your heart's open, your receiving channels are open, and then we're going to translate all of that to this community topic. So join us, and you can go to the website and do it there or on that link. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. So you want to check if there's a supplement that's at infinity for you. If I look for inner yes or no, and then ask the percent or the yes, or that, in my opinion, the easiest way is just a muscle test. Just put it in your hand. We'll just pretend these glasses are, just put it in. I do the thumb down, and these glasses, I better not ingest my glasses. They make me weak. No, supplement. So if it's strong, it'll stay strong. And if it's not for you, it'll make you weak. That's really the easiest way to check if something is good for you or not good for you. I'm glad you're checking. Sunshine Sigmund would like a scan, feeling a little anxious, but I don't think it's me. Well, first of all, you don't have a grounding cord, and so that does create a lot of anxiety because there's nowhere for the energy to go. So the thing that's blocking your grounding cord is actually not even near your grounding cord. It's up in your sixth chakra. It's some thoughts and beliefs, and that is cords, AI. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. 50 of these AI cords. It's going to be really hard to have your own thoughts with that. And you're probably experiencing a lot of confusion. When you have other people's thoughts and beliefs running through your sixth chakra, you start doubting yourself. You feel confused. You don't know what's true anymore. And you feel really indecisive. So, yeah, take those cords out. That would be really helpful. And that is preventing you from getting grounded. Yeah, great job. Because as I was talking about this, you're already taking the cords out. There's about 5 left, but you're grounded now. So I don't know. Are you as fascinated by this as I am? I mean, I'm endlessly fascinated by this, that we could remove something from here and we get grounded. I don't like, just blows me away. Anyway, thanks for asking. All right. Well, it's not for everyone, Dawn. So if you email support@kimberlysherry.com, we'll send you the link. Yeah, it's not on my website. Only special people get it. Okay. Sandy, that's amazing. I've been drawn to getting out and connecting in my community recently, volunteering time at church when I really don't have the time to volunteer. Yeah, I mean, we want to connect. Like, we miss connecting with people and rubbing elbows and, going to gatherings. So yeah, I think we're all feeling that. And Linda wants to know how her integration is going after her 30-minute session last week. You've integrated 95%. That last little bit is in your sixth chakra. There's some fury. And it's not the usual, spells, curses, cords, black boxes. So check and see what it is you're angry about. And that's probably the thing that you're working on or need to look at. So that would be my take on that, Linda. Kathleen's mother. I think she's deceased. Is that correct? Plus, minus 15. Not getting that she's ready to ascend. She's still working on in her root 1, 3. This she's still in a lot of fear around stepping into her power. So, yeah. It feels really old. It feels generational. It feels kind of like a stuck pattern. Yeah, it feels very stuck. Okay, let's see, Carmen. So is the accumulation of wintry mix in the DC area toxic? Yeah, it has a low vibe, 250. Yeah, there's spring stuff in the sky, in the air, in a lot of places. And DC is also being affected, I guess. If it vibrates at infinity, or if muscle tests as beneficial, does that automatically mean I need it? That's a good question, because it's more like that it won't harm you. If it's at infinity, it will be beneficial. But do you actually need it, as in, do you have a deficit? That's a different question. So it would depend on what it is. um, in particular. So don't know about that one, Alex. Hmm. Thank you. My hair's beautiful. I'm having a good hair day, I guess. Yes, I am. I keep debating on cutting it, and then, you know how you go through these phases with your hair, and it just looks like it feels like it looks like crap, you know, and then another day or 2 will go by, and you go, "Oh, wow, what happened?" I don't know, it seems to be cooperating now. Okay, Nancy, do I need to clear anything from when I fired a woman yesterday? Ooh, daggers. Um, yes, she's put a lot of curses at your heart chakra, um, like 50 curses, at your heart. So, and the root chakra, also another 50 curses at your root. So, yes. And you likely have some unresolved lifetimes with her as well. Yeah, you have 5 and she has 3. That's a different topic. Okay, we're almost done here, guys. So, how do I clear the curses? What? You don't know how to clear curses? No, I'm teasing. Use your imagination, and because you're quite capable of just using your imagination to Thanks, Don. I'll leave my hair just as it is. Um, so the curses, yeah, you just use your imagination. You can imagine the curses are a color, maybe black, and you can use your white plasma from your oversoul, dissolve it, transmute it. Yeah, have your maybe you have guides that you work with, you put them to work. Um, so yeah. All right. Well, that is about it for the night, and I appreciate all of you joining here tonight. Hopefully, you'll join us tomorrow for tomorrow's luminary activation. We do this once a month. The luminary activation after that is going to start focusing towards money and business. Well, yes, it will be. As a matter of fact, it's going to be part of our next 12-day program. So we're moving into spring, which is when you really should be launching things, not right as you come out the gates first of the year, like so many people. So uh, that's what will be happening in March is so we're going to be getting ready for that. So that's just a little heads up. Anyway, I hope I'll see you tomorrow at 11. Our luminary activation is at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So you can go to my website, KimberlySherry.com, or click on the QR code, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Thanks for joining us. Many blessings. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Ciao.